Good morning, everyone. I'm Kriti Guleria, Assistant Professor, Army Institute of Education, Greater Noida. Today, I'll be taking up spelling rules under English comprehension. As we all know that any language of the entire world, it can be beautifully presented and communicated to outsiders only if it is written flawlessly. For that, spelling is the base mark and it is the lifeline of any language. So that is why spelling has to be correct in order to bring out the comprehension, in order to bring out the write-up for others to follow. So every language has its rules of how to spell and how to write. So today we'll be studying about spelling rules in English language. So words in English are not always spelled as they are pronounced. Spelling in English follows some basic rules, and the majority of English words, around 75%, they follow these rules. Though in fact, there are certain exceptions to these rules, which we need to study through this presentation. So overall, we'll be studying about the major spelling rules of English under these 5 domains. First domain being prefixes and suffixes. Second, spelling and plurals. Third, doubling letters. Fourth, dropping and adding letters. And fifth, verb forms. Now, when we start with the prefix, so as we know, prefix is any word which comes before the word. Like over here, if obey is the word and we are adding this to it, so usually we are writing the complete word without adding or taking away more letters when we are adding prefix. So this should be kept in mind that while adding prefixes, the word remains the same. The structure of word remains the same. Neither we are deleting any alphabet nor we are adding on. So if it is obeys the word and we are adding prefix dis, then the word becomes disobey. Similarly, another word is satisfied and we are adding prefix dis, which makes it dissatisfied. Next word being humane, we are adding into it, so it becomes inhumane. Similarly, when in prefix is being added to the word sane, the new word becomes insane. Next, word is national, but if we are adding prefix inter, the new word will become international. Next word, rule. While adding prefix mis, we make it as misrule. Next word, spell. While adding mis, it becomes misspell. Here, while adding prefix over, it becomes over here. Human, by adding prefix super, it becomes superhuman. Natural, by adding un, becomes unnatural. See, over here, the entire word and all the alphabets, they are intact. Neither any word is being taken away, nor deleted, nor added. So if it is unnatural, so we can see double N coming over here, right? So we have maintained, in all the words, we have maintained the origin and original word while adding prefix. Similarly, on adding un to sure, it becomes unsure, and adding under to pass, it becomes underpass. So here we had added prefixes to certain words, but the spelling doesn't change, only the new word is being created. Next, when we add il, im, or ir, we commonly change the prefix in to il, im or ir. when the first letter of the word is L, M, P, or R. For example, if we have the word legible, legible starts with L. So it will become ill. So apart from in means in comes in negative sense. So it will become ill. So it will, the new word will become illegible, something which cannot be read. Legible is something which can be read. Literate, person who can read and write. Illiterate, person who cannot read and write. So in negative becomes ill for any word which is starting with L. Similarly, logical becomes illogical, and moral becomes immoral, mature becomes immature, possible becomes impossible. So in these words, you can see that we are adding ill, im, and ir before the similar words, that is L, M, P, or R. Okay, like irresponsible, irrelevant, irreplaceable. So all these words, they are coming as prefix. Moving on to suffix. Suffix means those words which are being added later to the original word. So when a suffix begins with a consonant, we do not normally drop the E. For example, if it is argue, argue is a word which is ending with E, which is a vowel. We are not dropping the E, but we are just adding the suffix to it. Now, suffix will vary depending upon the word. So if it is argue, by adding ment, it will become argument. Due will become duly. True will become truly. And whole will become wholly. So there are certain exceptions where E has to be retained and where it has to be removed. So as you can see under these words, where E has been remained intact, it is not being removed after adding suffix. For example, definitely, definite was the word DEFINITE, but by adding suffix ly, we are keeping E together. So this is one way in which we are adding suffix by maintaining and not dropping E. Similarly, excitement. Excite is a word and we are adding suffix ment. E remains intact. Similarly, forceful. Original word is force. We are adding suffix full and the new word becomes forceful. Again, E is intact. Similarly, hopeless. Hope is one word. By adding suffix to it less, it becomes hopeless. Again, E is intact. Then lately, late plus suffix ly, lately, E intact. Widely, wide plus suffix ly and E intact. So these are the words or similar words through which we can add suffix by keeping the intact E, whereas in some exceptions, we have to remove E. We are adding suffix by removing E and adding the suffixes to the word. Now, next, when we are adding suffix and the word is ending with Y, we normally change it to I. For example, amplify, it is ending with the word Y. So we have to change the Y into I plus ER, right? Amplify becomes amplifier. So Y always becomes I, and after that, we have to frame the word. Busy, busyness, business, which is termed as business. So Y has been taken out and it adds I, and after that, ness. Day, day becomes daily. Again, Y is being replaced by I. Easy, easily. Fury, furious. Again, Y is being replaced by I, and then suffix has been added to make a new word. Happy plus ly becomes happily. Hurry plus s plus suffix s becomes hurries. Again, y replaced by I. Purify plus cation. So y being replaced by I, it becomes purification. Reply becomes replied. Spy becomes spies. So you can see that when we add a suffix to a word ending in a consonant y, we normally change it to I. Okay. So after I, again, we have to add suffix, which makes it which gives it a meaning. So this is another rule of adding suffix. Next comes the suffix li. So when any adjective is ending in ic, there we add ally as suffix, right? We hear, and another thing to remember over here is that it usually goes with adjectives. Excuse me. For example, basic, IC, ending with IC, it becomes basically. By adding ally, it becomes, this adjective becomes basically. It becomes the adverb form. Then realistic. This is an adjective, again ending with IC, changing into, it will add into ally, making it realistically, which is an adverb. Tragic, again IC changes into ally, tragically. Again, this adjective, it will form into an adverb. So this suffix, where any adjective is ending in IC, it is being changing into ally. Okay. So these suffixes and prefixes, they make a major difference when we come to the spelling and when we are writing in any of the verb forms. Now next, with IE or EI, this is a very common mistake and very common confusion that we are facing whenever writing any word. So the easy way to remember is this, that you have to add EI after C. Any word or any word where you have to add on EI after C, where the word is like ceiling, perceive, where you have to add IE or EI. So always remember that after C, it is always EI. Whereas with other words and other consonants, it becomes IE. For example, achieve, ACHIEVE, right? Belief, L is consonant and IE. Again, diesel, DIESEL, niece, NIECE, relieve, RELIEVE. Whereas if it is C just before EI, it will become EI, like ceiling, CEILING, conceit, CONCEIT, deceive, DECEIVE, receipt, RECEIPT, here P is silent, receipt, perceive, PERCEIVE, right? So always remember that if the word is C, with C, it always, the spelling will always contain EI just after C. Whereas with other consonants, it will come to be as IE. Okay, so this is in between spelling that we are talking about. So we had discussed prefix, suffix, and in between spelling ideas. Correct? Next, we move on to second criteria, that is spelling and plurals. Now, how to make a plural word without committing any mistake? So usually the general rule is to add S after any word, which makes it to book becomes books, chair becomes chairs, Star becomes stars. So this is the general rule. But when we go deep into it, we have to find out there are certain rules that we have to follow while making plural word and how to frame the spellings. Now, over here, as you can see, if any word is ending with the sound sh or sir, we add es. Any word ending with sound sh or sir, we add es. Bus, bus, bus becomes buses. Church becomes churches. Kiss becomes kisses. Whereas under verb form, cross becomes crosses. Fetch becomes fetches. Guess becomes guesses. See, in sound sir, ch, sir, we are adding es. Clear? Whereas in other words, we had added just s, like desk, book. We are adding just s to the word, and it becomes, the plural form will become bus, church, desks, chairs, books, right? But with these sounds, words ending with these sounds, we have to add es. Clear? Next, when we move on, that if a word ends in an e, we have to have an s in while making it plural. For example, base, it becomes bases. Just add s. Right? Face, face, becomes faces. Just by adding one s, it becomes plural. Judge, judges. Lose, loses. So any word ending in e, it becomes, we have to add s to make it plural. Next is, if the word ends in a consonant plus y, what we do? We have to change that y to I and add es. For example, baby is one word which is ending with y, and just before y there is a consonant. There is no vowel. There's consonant b and y. So that y will change into I plus es, right? So always remember, y will become I, and we have to add es after that. So baby will become babies. Opportunity, y will change into, because before y consonant t is there, so y will change to I plus es. Opportunities. Marry, marry, so y will again change into marries. Reply will change into replies, replies. Clear? So anywhere if you are finding words ending in a consonant plus y, so always remember to change that y into I and just add es after that. After that, when we come to new words which are ending in o, ending with a vowel o, we have to change, we have to add es to it. We don't have to change anything. With o only we have to add es. For example, tomato, it is ending with o, so we have to add es after that. So tomatoes. Cargo, cargoes. Hero, heroes. Just add es after o, because this word is ending with o. Similarly, for echo, it becomes echoes. Embargo becomes embargoes. Go becomes goes. Right? So this thing you need to remember. Word ending with o changes, it will add on just es to make it plural. Whereas any word ending with Y, it will change into I and plus ES to it. Clear? Third category under which we have to understand about spellings is double consonants. Now, as you all know about consonants, difference between consonant and vowel, we have just 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and remaining are the consonants in English alphabets. So what we do, when a suffix is beginning with a vowel, we have to double the first final consonant of the word. Again, listen. When a suffix is beginning with a vowel, we have to double the final consonant of a word. For example, word is hop. Over here, word is hop, and we have to add ed to it. So E is starting with a vowel. So the last consonant, final consonant of this word is P, it will be doubled. So the next word, the new word which will come out will be hopped. Clear? Similarly, red is color, and if we have to give it, if we have to make the word reddish. So ish is a suffix which is to be added to it, but ish is starting with a vowel, that is I. So D, the last consonant of this word will be doubled. So reddish, R-E-D-D-I-S-H. Clear? Similarly, rub will become rubbed, will double B, R-U-B-B-E-D. Sit will become sitting, S-I-T-T-I-N-G. Admit, admitting, T-T-I-N-G. Forget, forgetting. Occur, occurrence, R-R. Slim plus ing, slimming. Thin, thinner. In thinner, we can see double N. Travel, traveler. Wet, wetter. Prefer, preferred. Transmit, transmitted, T-E-D. Upset, upsetting, S-E-T-T-I-N-G. Okay, so here we have to double the consonants. Next category under spelling rules is dropping and adding letters. Because when we are making new words, somewhere we have to drop, whereas somewhere we have to add few alphabets. For example, final E. Usually any word ending with final E, we have to drop that E when a suffix beginning with a vowel is added to a word. Suffix beginning with a vowel is added to a word. For example, approve. Approve is one word, and the suffix is being added is al, and al is starting with a vowel. Then in that case, we have to drop down the last E from the word. So we have to remove E from approve and it will become approval, A-P-P-R-O-V-A-L. Similarly, fame, and we have to make it add O-U-S to it. So it will become famous, F-A-M-O-U-S. We have to drop down E. Similarly, hate, we have to add ed as suffix, but we have to remove one E from the word. So it will become hated. Hope plus suffix ing, it will become hoping. Invite plus ation becomes invitation. Note plus able will become notable. Again, we have dropped down E from all these words because the suffix which is being added, it is starting with a vowel. Then after this, last rule related to verb form. That which form of the verb we are using, either it is past tense, present tense, future tense. So usually in past tense, we have to add ed. with the verb. For example, clean will become cleaned. Echo will become echoed. ECHOED. Email will become emailed. Sail will become sailed. Similarly, if the word ends in E, we add D to the base form of the verb. For example, agree becomes agreed. We just have to add D whenever any word is ending with E. Dine will become dined. D-I-N-E-D. Love will become loved. Whereas if the word ends in a consonant Y, so what we had done earlier, Y, removing Y, we add I and add ED because it is the past form. So apply will become applied. Cry will become cried. After that, we have also to look into few exceptions, that every time Y doesn't change into I and add IED. We can just directly add D to it. For example, pay will become paid. Say will become said. SAID. PAID. Here we are not adding ED, IED, we are just adding ID. Clear? So these are few exceptions. Again, more you will practice, more you will get to know about these words, these exceptions, and the way you can present yourself. So for this, practice is required. Next, general rule is to add ing to the base form of the verb. For example, by adding ing to the verb go, it becomes going. Hurry will become hurrying. Play will become playing. Whereas if the word is ending in E, what we have to do? We have to drop E and add ing. Like love will become loving. Lose will become losing. LOSING. Write will become writing. So similarly, when you are finding more words which are ending with the vowel E, there you have to drop E before adding the suffix ing to it. But if the word ends in double E, YE or OE, in these cases, we have to keep the E. Always remember. For example, agree. It is ending with double E, AGR double E. So after adding ing to it, it will keep intact. It's both the E's, like agreeing. See becomes seeing, SEEING. Right? And if the word ends in IE, we have to change it to I. We have to change the I to Y, but we have to drop the E before ing. Like DIE, die. So what we do? We have to make it, we have to remove E, I, and we are adding YING, dying. Lie, IE being changed to YING. So IE is being changed either to I or Y plus ING. Always remember. Similarly, tie, TIE, it will change to Y plus ING. So TYING. So these are the few basic things that you need to remember about verb forms and whenever you are adding any suffix or prefix to the words. Now, based on that, we are having as we know that there is a separate set of sentences and spellings for British English, and whereas there is separate spelling for American English. But most commonly that we are using in written language, it should be British language, British English. Though both are correct, both are acceptable, But to have the command, and whatever language you're following, you can follow, but you have to follow that pattern while writing your comprehensions. So these are the common words which I would like to share with you, which have their difference in spellings in both British English, whereas in American English. Like in British English, we use for the word analyze, it has S in it, whereas American English has got an Z into it. Analyze, A-N-A-L-Y-Z-E. Whereas in British English, it is A-N-A-L-Y-S-E. So both the words and both the spellings are correct, but sometimes while typing on your system, you might be getting red line under it. So either your system is supporting the other English font and style. Okay, but spelling is correct. Under British English, the word aeroplane is spelled as A-E-R-O-P-L-A-N-E. Whereas under American English, it is written as airplane, A-I-R-P-L-A-N-E. Similarly, center. In British English, it is C-E-N-T-R-E, whereas in American English, it is C-E-N-T-E-R. Right? Now, for writing down the spelling of check, the bank check, in British English, it is C-H-E-Q-U-E, whereas for American English, it is C-H-E-C-K, checkbook. Color, C-O-L-O-U-R as per British English, whereas C-O-L-O-R as per American English. Criticize, again S-E under British English, whereas Z-E under American English. Defense, D-E-F-E-N-C-E for British English and D-E-F-E-N-S-E for American English. Labor, L-A-B-O-U-R for British English, whereas L-A-B-O-R for American English. Neighbor, N-E-I-G-H-B-O-U-R, whereas for American English, it is N-E-I-G-H-B-O-R, just like labor, B-O-R, B-O-R, whereas under British English, B-O-U-R. Next, program, P-R-O-G-R-A-M-M-E as per British English, whereas it is just P-R-O-G-R-A-M, program as per American English. Theater, T-R-E, just like center, T-R-E, they have theater, T-R-E as per British English, and theater, T-E-R, just like center, T-E-R in American English. Okay, so these are the common English words that we find being different in both the languages, in both the styles, but spellings are correct. Only we need to follow these rules that we had studied whenever we are coming up and we are phrasing any word or sentences or comprehension. So you should keep in mind all these things, all the rules being covered, examples being given for a better comprehension. Now, with this, we come towards few questions, that what kind of questions they might come in any of your competitive examination. But if you have read the rules, if you know where to drop any word, how to where to add few words, which word will replace what, then it will become easy for you to ascertain. Now, like our first question is, choose the correct spelling. All the four words, they are pronouncing the same word, that is amateur, but spelling is different. So you have to find out the correct one. Like A, amateur, A-M-A-T-U-E-R. B, A-M-A-T-U-R-E. C, A-M-A-T-E-U-R. Or D, A-M-E-T-E-U-R. So the correct word will be amateur, A-M-A-T-E-U-R. Next, select the word with correct spelling. Benefited, Now, there are 4 benefited words being given to you. Now, you have to identify which word is correct. Just look into the base word, benefit, and you have to add the suffix ed to it, right? So what was the rule that we had studied? That you have to double the first word just coming, you have to double the last consonant of the word. Correct? So benefit will become benefited with double T, and thus B is the correct answer with benefited, BENEFITTED. C will not be correct option because it is being replaced by I, whereas the original word was benefit, BENEFIT. Okay, so it has to be BENE only, and T will double because it is the last alphabet and last consonant. It will double up because it is being added to the suffix ed. Clear? Next, questions might come in the form of fill in the blanks, like how much do you weigh? Either WIEGH or WEIGH. So as we had studied, it is EI will be replaced and it will come in the word. E will always follow before I. So it will be B. So how much do you weigh? WEIGH. What is your weight? WEIGHT. Okay. Now, next, have you dashed your invitation yet? So have you received your invitation yet? Answer is okay, it is received. But which received? So what we had studied is that after C, what should come? EI. Right? So after C, when we are taking EI, so it will be RECEIVED. I think I had written both the answers correct. Apologies for that, but yes, if you know the rules correct, then you can easily find out the correct spelling into your answer or comprehension. Similarly, third question says, I had this really dash dream last night. Weird. Now, which weird? WEIRED or WIERD? It will be WEIRED because EI is always there whenever EI comes together. So I had this really weird dream last night. A. Moving on to next question. It might ask you to find the misspelled word. All the words which are being given, all 3 are correct, whereas only 1 is wrong. So you have to find out that misspelled word. So first word is annex. Second is anniversary. Third is animate. And fourth is animosity. So as you can see, in word B, you have to, there should be double N, anniversary, annual. So wherever the word relating to the yearly representation is being given, so over there is always the double N. So anniversary is wrong because it is wrongly spelled over here, whereas it should be ANNIVERSARY, anniversary, annual wala, double N. Clear? After this, you have to find the correctly spelled word. Word is illegitimate, but spelling is different in all the 4 options. So either it is A with ILEGITIMATE, or B ILLIGETIMATE, or C ILLEGITIMATE, or D ILLEGITEMATE. So first of all, you have to find out the core word, that is legitimate. Legitimate is legal, right? And you have to add prefix ill. So word will, what we had studied is any word which is being added as prefix, it will not change the original word. So illegitimate, ILLEGITIMATE, Legitimate is this word, it is intact, and we are just add IL. So illegitimate. So option C will be correct. That is ILLEGITIMATE. So this is the rule for the correct, the prefix and suffix. So what we had seen is the grammar rules of those 5 areas that we had studied. They are very much important, and you have to take into consideration those rules and related words. So based on that, you can practice and you can work out upon your language skills. There are few vocabulary books which are available in markets near you, which you can take help from. Like there is a book from Red and Martin. It is a very good comprehension book. Apart from that, you have a good comprehension book based on Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. It is again a very good book for comprehension, for improving the comprehension skills. So you can take help from those books as well. Do practice and work hard, because only with hard work you all can excel in your field. So that is all from my side. Thank you so much.